Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's gone from bad to worse for the Democrats. And now we've got some of the top Dems and some of the people that they bus in Houston, Texas. Kamala Harris told them this is the exact same thing they said about the DNC. They said there's going to be Beyonce there, just like during the DNC when everyone's like, it's going to be Taylor Swift. And CNN's like, ooh, we're getting a report. It's going to be someone big. The campaign is saying Beyonce's going to be there. She may or may not perform. Beyonce goes out and talks for like 2 minutes, doesn't perform at all. The fans totally losing on Kamala. There's booing all over the place. You've got this like some DNC worker screaming in a baby's face. This is all happening. These people are totally unhinged. And it's just like during the DNC. Remember, they were getting terrible ratings. And then they said, we've got an idea. And that's when the DNC and the top Democrats took credit and said, yeah, we lied to people and we told the dumbass liberals Beyonce or Taylor Swift was going to perform because we wanted more people to watch Kamala because we were scared no one was going to watch her speech on Thursday night. They just dangle these things just like you do with cheese with a rat. You put it in a trap. Beyonce, free healthcare, Beyonce, no student loans. See how they dangle it like that? It's like a trance. Beyonce, free healthcare, free social rights. That's what they do. LGBT. So, and then let's get to this. This is a disgusting. This is a liberal. Imagine if a conservative did this, but no, they can do it. The mainstream media won't cover this at all. They'll just talk about Donald Trump and how horrible he is. And this is the typical liberal supporter. And I mean, to be honest, this doesn't surprise me at all. And obviously, credit to that lady, the black woman, for pulling her off. But you can see, I mean, there's obviously some dispute here. I don't know if he's protesting or whatever. And you've got the liberal, apparently, who works for the DNC. It's been discovered. Screaming at the girl, I don't give an F. Your dad's a bitch. And I'm not swearing in this one, but I mean, you can see that's what Kamala made it sound like Beyonce was going to be performing. That's what they have to do. It's like the cheese. They got like 30,000 people. They were bragging about it. They get 30,000 people in a huge metropolitan city, Houston, Texas. Meanwhile, Trump gets 108 in a rural town like Butler, Pennsylvania. That's neither here nor there. It's like a soccer field. They're like filling up this small soccer field. They're like, oh my God, it's the biggest crowd we've ever seen ever. And it only took Beyonce. It only took luring them, and they say, well, Beyonce's going to be there. She may or may not perform, but just the fact that Beyonce's there, they have to lure them with someone like Beyonce, a megastar. And with Trump, it's only him. It's all American, and he gets 100K, and it was reported 150, 160, 200K in New Jersey, where the reports back in the spring. And then, like, their fans have temper tantrums and start screaming at babies because they're going to lose. And these people work for the DNC. It's so crazy. And then you've got this dude. I'm sure people have seen him. He was trolling. Apparently there were a lot of hecklers at this Kamala rally. And so they were trying to drown them out. But this dude gets assaulted. The black dude assaults him. I mean, he's trying to steal his phone. But listen, he is a heckler, but you know, they were very mean. Yeah, the I Fight for Kids dude right there. And then we've got Kamala. So this is, I'll be honest, this is false. It would be hilarious if this actually happened. It says Kamala got booed after tricking everyone into thinking Beyonce was going to perform. And then it's just like the idea of Kamala saying, you thought Beyonce was going to perform? I got you. And then doing her laugh. But no, they were booing a heckler. But obviously the caption made it seem like they were booing Kamala after realizing that Beyonce wasn't going to perform. And it's just funny. I got you. No, but they were booing a heckler. But there were a lot of hecklers apparently at that Kamala rally. But again, guys, it's all fake. Like, they can't even get 30,000 people. They're like, okay, we're going to do this. Now they're rolling out Michelle Obama. Remember, Barack's been everywhere. He's like campaigning more than Kamala at this point. But now apparently Michelle Obama is doing a rally with Kamala in Michigan. And their only path is the Rust Belt. They're going to be in the Rust Belt all this next week. They're like, well, we can still win 270 to 268 while losing the popular vote. That's their new big cope. And they were in Texas for some fundraiser, and they think all red's going to win. They're totally delusional. But what a pathetic rally that is when it comes to that. So yeah, that was Kamala Harris's rally. We've also got this. Kamala Harris got access to intelligence reports, and this is what she did. I feel like this is a parody of a liberal. You can see Miss Harris, the first woman to hold her office as the VP, ordered up a review that scrutinized multiple years of briefing reports from various intelligence agencies looking for possible gender bias. And so this is the exact stuff we're trying to avoid. We're trying to move away from. But with Harris, she gets in and she's like looking for gender bias from previous government reports, and she's like trying to punish people for bias. It's unbelievable. But yeah, that's pretty much. How about this news that came out? Speaking at Trump's Madison Square Garden rally, it's already sold out. It's going to be huge, obviously. You've got Tucker Carlson, you've got RFK Jr., you've got Elon, you have Dana White, Eric Trump, Don Jr., and more. I think if I were to line up political speakers, you would have Tucker involved, obviously Donald Trump. You would have RFK involved. You would have Elon involved. You would bring in Vivek, and you would bring in Tulsi, and those would be the speakers, and maybe Nicole Shanahan as well. But those would be the main speakers for me. Now this is a good group as well. It's a star-studded group, and it's another one of Trump's huge rallies. There's going to be 20,000 because that's all the arena can hold, or like 19,000 at Madison Square Garden, whatever the capacity is. But it's obviously going to be a huge event. But yeah, this is what it is. This is modern day liberals. Imagine if a Republican did this, screamed in a baby's face. This is just horrible. And listen, they found out who this woman was, and obviously the internet is very angry and stuff. And but you can't act like that. You can't be doing that. And this lady, credit to her for trying to be like, and she even says you can kind of read her lips. She's like, that's a baby. I mean, come on. Like you're a grown woman. What are you doing? And I know everyone's already outraged, so it's like, but it's ridiculous. But this is what they have to do. They talk about this huge rally. It's like a soccer stadium. It's like one of those MLS stadiums or something. And they're like, well, it only seats 20,000, but with the field, it's 30,000. But why do you need Beyonce there? This is Kamala Harris in the last week and a half of her campaign. It's supposed to be this historic thing where she's the first female president if she wins, and she can't even draw 30K. You need to lure people with Beyonce like she's going to perform, and then they say, well, she might perform, just like when they leaked the fake stuff at the DNC, and you've got CNN like, oh, we don't know who it's going to be. Could it be Taylor Swift? And it ended up being no one. And then the top advisors within Kamala's party, they started bragging. They were like, we got you, because we have to do this to get more people to tune in to watch Kamala Harris's DNC speech. So this is normally what they do, and they're having temper tantrums now apparently. And I mean, I don't know what that is, screaming at kids, but they're booing, and there were a lot of hecklers at this. There's going to be hecklers. I mean, Trump gets hecklers as well, but apparently there was a pretty crazy amount when it comes to Kamala Harris and this rally that they had in Houston. And now apparently tonight she's going to be in Michigan. But I did just want to cover, where the liberals are at this point, the craziness, how ridiculous it's gotten. They know they're going to lose. They know their only path is Michigan, the Rust Belt with Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. And now top Democrats are breaking it and saying to Axios that, yeah, she's going to lose. She's a terrible candidate. We don't like this party. And that's why you've got like Jank and all these people who are like these liberal, maybe even further left liberals saying, no, all the establishment sucks. They're already jumping off of the Kamala bandwagon so they can say that they were right when she loses. That's what the smart liberals are starting to do. They're saying, oh, she sucks and this party sucks now. They should have never, well, some of them still like Biden, but them putting up Biden in 2020 at his age, that's the big issue. And even that was rigged, just like on CNN a few days ago when I reacted to Kevin O'Leary. He was like, well, they rigged it for the Democrats twice in the primaries. No, they've done it 3 times because in 2020 they rigged it for Biden, and they never should have done that. But they've got no top real candidates. And now you get these people like Gretchen Whitmer who are like their top people, and she's like eating a Dorito or feeding a Dorito to another woman. And it's getting really bad for them. And like Newsom, who is even hated, and there's no way they're going to choose Newsom from California. Just there's no appeal to the Midwest with him. So this is where we're at with the Democrats. It's terrible. They've completely lost the plot. And now all the top Democrats are jumping off saying, we're done. We're trying to get ahead of this loss to Trump. They hate Trump, but they admit he's going to win. They see the writing on the wall. And that's why all the reports within Axios and all the top sites, they're saying, listen, the top Democrats are saying, we're going to lose. We're sick of it. We're jumping off. We're getting out in front of this. She's not going to win. The polls suck. It's not going to happen this year. And we can admit it. And she's a terrible, terrible candidate. And it's obvious they never would have picked her if this was an actual primary system. They were forced with her. And that goes to the fact that Obama really wanted someone else, possibly Mark Kelly, to be instead of her. But Biden immediately endorsed Harris right after he stepped down. And it forced the entire party to form a coalition around Harris, because if Biden's going to endorse her, you would have such a massive problem if the rest of the party disobeyed that, because he is the sitting president. And that's what forced everyone to come together extremely quickly and endorse Harris. And then they tried to play it off like it was this thing where everyone with the Democratic Party loves Harris. No, Biden endorsed Harris 30 minutes after he put out that letter in July when he was dropping out. And then everyone's like, well, we have to do it now, even though it was reported Obama wanted Mark Kelly and some of the other top Democrats didn't want Harris. Even AOC came out a few days before Harris even took over and said Harris sucks. It was in a TikTok. So this has all come out, and it'll be interesting to see what happens after the election. They're all going to get pissed at Harris. Harris is going to end up blaming Walz, but nobody really is going to blame Walz, because I think Harris is going to say, I wanted to pick Shapiro. You forced me into taking Walz. That's why we lost. So she'll blame Walz and the Dems for not choosing Shapiro because of the Jewish stuff. And that's probably the dynamic, but it's all going to be on Harris if she loses. And it goes back to them picking Biden and him not being, he's just too old. I mean, he can't run again, even though some top Democrats said, well, he had a terrible debate, but maybe if we just stuck with him and he had a better debate, if Trump agreed to debate him again, Biden would have a better chance than Harris, because at least he's the incumbent. With Harris, she's not seen or respected at all by anyone. And so it makes it a lot harder. And that's why you see all these polls saying that Trump's going to win the popular vote and Trump's going to get at least 312 electoral votes. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.